This is Governor Jesse Ventura with a special message for everyone in St. Paul. Start reading now. I mean everybody, because better readers get better jobs. They make better parents, and they have better conversations too. So, I don't want to hear a peep out of any of you, because St. Paul is reading.
So, what are you reading? St. Paul reads.
I always got time to read.
Reading is a fundamental part of everyday life at Target and a cornerstone in educating children. We encourage you to make reading a part of your family's everyday life. Target believes that well-educated kids build a stronger community, which is why we're proud to have supported St. Paul schools with over $30,000 this year.
So what are you reading?
St. Paul reads. Shouldn't you too? Brought to you by St. Paul Public Schools and Target.
Superintendent Pat Harvey and I in 1999, she had the brilliant idea to say, that every kid in St. Paul schools should read at least 25 books. And the fact is that the kids in St. Paul schools have read over 3 million books. And I am very proud of that. I know your superintendent's very proud. And though I can't be with you, I'm going to issue a proclamation making the week of September 24th to 28th St. Paul Reads Week in the city of St. Paul. And we are very, very proud. And you want to know, I know the kids in Jackson School, where I am today, they read, I think, over 17,000 books. Their goal was to read 11,000. They read more than 25 books. And I'm going to encourage all the kids in St. Paul schools to read not just 25 books, but read more than 25 books. Because how many folks like to read? We all do, right? Reading is good and reading is fun. All of us all over the state, all over this country are very, very proud of the kids in St. Paul School because they like to read, we like to read, and they've done a great job. And mayors are kind of like the Wizard of Oz. They can make it a very special day, and they can issue a proclamation. And that's the proclamation that I've issued for the week of September 24th through the 28th. And it reads as follows. You can hear a lot of whereases in this. Whereas, research clearly shows that reading improves students' comprehension, grammar, vocabulary, and other skills. And whereas children's books contain 50% more new words than adult prime TV and the conversation of college graduates, and whereas better readers can be better parents, get better jobs, and make better conversation, and whereas St. Paul Public Schools have embraced that challenge and read more than 1.8 million books last year and a total of over 3 million books since we began this program, and whereas test scores in reading are continuing to climb, and the third year of the St. Paul Reads campaign is now officially underway, and this city is very excited about reading. Now, therefore, I, Norm Coleman, Mayor of the City of St. Paul, do hereby proclaim the week of September 24th to 28th to be St. Paul Reads Week in the city of St. Paul. And who likes to read?
We do!
All right, yay!
In the fall of 1999, St. Paul Public Schools launched an accountability system to help its more than 70 schools and programs raise student achievement for all students. One of the most challenging aspects of the accountability system was to plainly identify schools where students were not achieving at acceptable levels and direct information, support, and training to them as a district-wide priority. Since the accountability system was first introduced, 7 of the 11 schools placed on academic probation have shown enough improvement to come off of probation. This was achieved by taking a detailed look at what was happening at each school and helping them individually apply school-wide reform strategies that have been successful elsewhere. When the accountability system was first developed, all 11 schools were showing a decrease in achievement levels. Most now are showing an upward trend in student achievement. What follows is a snapshot of one school, Dayton's Bluff Achievement Plus Elementary School, which has undergone some of the most extensive changes to date in the St. Paul Public Schools. Those changes include adding 10 days to the teacher's contract in the spring of 2001, which required teachers to reapply for their positions based on the new contract provisions. About half of the teachers remained at the school following this transition, which also included hiring a new principal and assistant principal.
The first couple of weeks were rough. I'll be honest, I think kids were coming thinking that it was business as usual. We had to set the tone very, very early. And, you know, there were some routines and rituals that they would have to follow in order to be successful in this building. You know, we changed a lot of things, and to not only make it safe for students in the building, but also for teachers to be able to teach without being interrupted.
The changes at Dayton's Bluff started well before students arrived in September. The new principal, during the summer, visited students' homes to introduce himself to parents and to get to know the neighborhood. The school also hosted a picnic to allow families and staff to become acquainted. And with the financial support of Achievement Plus, a partnership that brings extended day learning, recreational, medical, and other support to the children at Dayton's Bluff, the school district was able to add 10 additional staff development days to the school's calendar. 5 of those staff days were used before the school year started, and the other 5 will be used throughout the school year.
On the extra 5 days, all the classroom teachers and the ELL teachers and some support staff participated in a writing institute where the Achievement Plus staff brought in a writing expert. And so she came in for 5 days. We had 5 days of learning together, of working together, of getting to know each other, really bonding as a staff in how to promote writing in the classroom. I'm hoping that through our extensive staff development, that our teachers will be more knowledgeable and learn more about teaching writing and teaching reading so that they can transfer and bring that into their classrooms, and so that our children will succeed as a whole, and they know now that they can achieve and that they will grow more.
This year, I personally have a great third grade team. We meet once a week, and I know a couple other grade levels also meet. And I think that that's important to get on the same page because therefore you can bounce ideas off each other and talk about things that we need to improve on and do better. And it's kind of like an ongoing assessment when teachers get together and meet. And this year we're also following through with all the committees that we signed up for. We obviously had a choice, and like again, our principal, our leader, makes sure that we go to things like that. And if we don't, he lets us know about it.
Ensuring that each student is successful in reading, writing, and math is an academic priority. Through its school improvement program, Dayton's Bluff began using Writer's Workshop, Reader's Workshop, and Everyday Math to ensure that students were learning these concepts consistently.
Kids are at different levels, and so they read books at those levels so that they can feel success. And once they, master one level, then they move up to the next one. And I think it just makes kids feel like they can succeed instead of it being too hard, because when it's too hard, then the kids get a little bit discouraged. And the kids are learning. We're looking forward to these tests. We truly believe that these test scores are going to shoot up because we got our classrooms in place, we got our teachers in place, and we got the kids learning.
We really try to work with students to make sure that when they come to our school, they're at a place where they know that they can achieve, they can know that the adults here care about them and care about their future success. We care about the fact that they stay in our school. That's one of the goals that we're really working on, is cutting down that mobility rate.